All right, thank you for joining in on our Tuesday tune-in. Today I'm here with CEO David Bell of Runtastic Events. We're going to be talking about a lot of fun announcements that we have here at Runtastic, as well as some announcements and previews of the TIMP race coming up this weekend. So to start off, on Facebook as well, every Tuesday we're going to be posting a Training Tip Tuesday from our local experts and runners. This last Tuesday, well I guess today, we had Coach Laura Erickson, the blonde runner, gave us an excellent tip on how to run in the heat. You can find that on Instagram or on Facebook, just like here, and she'll teach you all about running in the heat, and we'll have a new tip every Tuesday.
This is really exciting because we have a lot of great runners in our community. I mean, they run so much and they have so much knowledge, and so we've reached out to a bunch of them, and they are so excited to give training tips every Tuesday. So yeah, we're happy to have you guys have access to those.
Yeah. And if you think you have the expertise on running and you want to share your knowledge with the community, feel free to reach out to us as well, and we'd love to share your training tip on one of our Tuesdays. Feel free to email that to marketing@runtasticevents.com. So another announcement that we have this week, we just finished designing our haunted half medals, and we wanted to give you guys a preview before we've posted about them.
Yeah, so we've had a ton of people ask this year, what's going to be this year's haunted half medal theme. As you guys know, last year was a voodoo doll, like a lot of voodoo fun stuff, and people really liked it. So we did a Facebook poll about 3 weeks ago, and we had a ton of different comments come back, and we're excited to announce one of the favorites and highest voted for was for zombies. I mean, I think everybody knows zombies are kind of a big thing. So we've been designing these zombie medals, and they're not quite done yet. We're adding some finishing touches, but we thought we'd give a quick sneak peek at this year's Salt Lake and Provo zombie medals. So these are two of them, and what's really fun is that this one, its whole mouth will be dangling like a chain on a chain. We're going to add some worms. We're going to add some fun little other things. Now this other one is going to, wait for it, it's going to have a hinge, a hinge, and the whole, let's see if I can make it do this, the whole top was going to hinge off so you can see the zombies' brains. So really, really fun designs we have going on. Feel free to ask any questions or comment about this, but these are the initial first peek at the initial renderings for this year's haunted half medals. So another thing that we want to announce is that at the end of this, this is a half-hour segment. At the end of this, we'll be giving away a free registration into the TIMP Half Marathon or 5K or Kids Run this weekend. So that's to enter. You just have to comment and on during this live session.
Yep, and I just submitted that on the comment section, so just comment below mine, and we'll be watching it to answer any questions you have. So our next set of announcements are really fun. We've been thinking about this a lot the last couple of weeks about how we can treat our elite runners right. And so we've come up with a couple things in a program that we're going to put together to help reward our elite athletes.
Yep.
So what are some of those things we've been talking about?
Well, let me preface this by saying, we stand on, Runtastic has kind of stood on three pillars. We like our races to be beautiful, we like them to be fast, and we like them to be fun. And so you'll see, like with the haunted half, you'll see the theme element to it for the fun. And with the beautiful canyons that we run down, that's beautiful, and it also contributes to the fast. And we like to have our elite runners know that these courses are really state-of-the-art courses. They're great courses and well planned out. So we're starting with our program with the elite runners. One of the things that we have done is we've committed to have every one of our half marathons and marathons certified for 2019. That started with the Heber half last month. A lot of people PR'd and qualified for the New York Marathon because half marathons times can qualify you to run the New York Marathon. So that's the first thing that we've done for our elite athletes.
Yeah. We've also decided that we're going to start giving out prize money. While those amounts are still being decided, it's awesome. So come out, try and win. Those are going to be for the top 3 male and top 3 female athletes in each of our marathons, half marathons. Yeah.
So the third thing that we have done is we've added some qualifying standards. So if you want to look on our web pages, I think it'll be up by the end of tomorrow. We have qualifying standards, which means that if you are a super fast runner and you fit in one of the qualifying, we have an A standard and a B standard for both the marathon and the half marathon, men and women. And with the A standard, you will get a full comp entry, 100% to run the race. If you qualify for the B standard, you'll get 50% off race registration. So that just really encourages our competitive runners to come out and enjoy these beautiful, fast, and fun courses that we put together.
Yeah. We also want to give you a good chance to start your race out right. And while we keep all our races family friendly and fun, we also want to give you the front position when we're starting our races. So starting this with our next couple races, we're going to start making elite bibs for our top runners, which will give you a chance to be at the front of the race for the race start.
And give you a little bit of a cushion so that you don't have to vie for a position when you first start out the race. Kind of like with other races, Boston, New York. I mean, your big races do. You have your elite runners, and then you have a little bit of a cushion before the rest of the runners. So look for that with your elite bibs moving forward in later 2019.
Yep. And if you love running our races, we're soon going to be implementing an influencer program and an elite ambassador program. So stay tuned for those announcements because we'll help you get more free races and more opportunities to share these races with your friends. So now we'd like to talk about some of the announcements we have for our race coming up this weekend for the Timp Half. We're really excited about it. We're in the finishing stages of planning.
Yeah, Timp Half is our oldest half marathon. This is our 9th year. 9th year doing the Timp Half. First year was 2011. So it's kind of what started Runtastic off. And we're really excited to have it. And so we've added a few things to it. And yeah, I guess we'd like to talk about them. You want to talk about the first thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So for this race, like we've done with a lot of other races, we've added a kids race. And so that's a really cheap, fun way to get the whole family involved when you come out to our races. That one will be after the finish of the 5K, right about 9:15. And that'll be a fun out and back half-mile race for the kids.
Yep. And with the kids race, something you'll notice with all of Runtastic races this year is that the kids race, we implemented 2 things for 2019. One is that the kids races are all $9.95. Basically, we want kids out there. We want to give them a great experience and really start a great lifestyle out of running. And so we incentivize it. It's with the medal, they get a medal, they get a shirt. And then the second thing that we implemented this year with all of our kids races is they actually get timed as well. In the past, the kids race wasn't timed. This year it is timed, and the top three boys and girls in the kids race will get along with their finisher medal. They'll get an age group or a overall medal as well. So really, we just want to really help out the kids, get the kids out, and so we've added for the Timp Half, we've added a kids race as well.
Awesome. So next on the list is our Timp Half shirt and medals.
It's right over there.
We're really proud of them this year. They look awesome. So you can see the Timp Half is on our cool blue shirt. These are super soft. I wear these shirts almost every day. And then if we could get the medals off and give them a closer look.
Yeah. So this is our half marathon medal. It has a little. So for our Trilogy Award this year, we've created charms, and each one of these charms will, when you earn the Trilogy medal, this will fit on the Trilogy medal. So it makes each Trilogy medal customized to the races that you actually did. So you can use, or you can put this on a charm bracelet, or use it as your keychain, or just keep it on the medal. So this is this year's half marathon. The 5K one is just a little bit smaller, and then the age group awards will look like this. Each one, this will be gold. Each one will be in the right color, the gold, silver, or bronze. And actually, yeah, and they're super glittery. So that's the age group awards. And then something, well, with all of our races, we have a charitable element. One of the things that we feel like enhances the races is running for a cause and giving back to the community. For the Tim Path for the last 3 years, we've had Huntsman Cancer Institute as our charity. And this year, along with Huntsman Cancer Institute, we've teamed up with Five for the Fight, and they actually donate all the proceeds to Huntsman Cancer Institute as well. We're really looking to conquer cancer and find a cure. And so for Nevo, we've teamed up quite a bit with Addict to Athlete, and with this year, same thing. We're actually expanding that to run for mental health. And for the haunted halves, we have Kids on the Move. Early childhood education is really dear to us. I have a couple nephews that have gone through their program, and it's been really beneficial. And that's why actually Kids on the Move with autism, their autism program, we team up with them for the Heber Half Run for autism. A lot of people have asked with the Tim Path. Tim Path, I grew up in American Fork, so I ran down American Fork Canyon quite a bit. Me and my dad used to run it quite a bit, and I don't want to get sentimental right now, but that is in 2015, he passed away of brain cancer. And from that time, the Tim Path has been really special, and that's one of the main reasons why I chose that I wanted Huntsman Cancer Institute as our charity for the Tim Path. Is because I'm intent on living long, and I'm intent on other people and my loved ones living long, and I want to find a cure for cancer. And so we're teaming up with Fight for the Fight. You're going to see on all of your shirts this year. I'm going to flip this around, but they have an awesome logo. You probably have seen it before with the Jazz, and that's Fight for the Fight and Fight for. And so each one of your shirts has a handprint on it, which if you'd like to write the name of someone who you're running in behalf of, you're running to celebrate, someone who's conquered cancer or someone who lost to the fight. We would love to have you write your name on your shirt, and we'll have permanent markers at the expo and at the starting line so that you can do that. Really commemorate your shirt and your experience to that loved one, or to that someone who has conquered cancer or who has fought cancer. The other thing along the course is that Fight for the Fight, they are sponsoring our second aid station, which is at Mile 5. And we have our photographers at Mile 5. Beautiful scenery down American Fork Canyon. And you guys will get the chance to write that name of that loved one, that friend, that family member that you know who's fought cancer, and write it on and show them as you run who your five's for. And have a beautiful free photo opportunity at Mile 5 and interact with the great people at Fight for the Fight at that aid station.
Awesome. And then along with that, we might have said a little bit about it before, but we are going to have our course certified with USATF, and so we'll be able to have qualifying times for all our races. And then, do you want to talk a little bit about the punch cards?
Yeah, so we have some great sponsors at our races, and one of the things that we do with working with our sponsors at the expo it actually is to get people to visit with our sponsors and interact with them. But we do punch cards. So that when you walk into one of our expos, and for all of you that have been to the Haunted Half or the Heber Half this last year, you get a punch card at the very start. And Corey Skinner, he's watching right now. He handed them out at our Heber Half, so thanks, Corey. But it's a punch card, and you go to each one of the vendors, and you get a punch, and it enters you into a drawing to win lots of really good stuff that our sponsors and our vendors donate at the race. So as you go to our the Tim Path, when you go to the Hilton Garden Inn up at Traverse Mountain for packet pickup, look for that punch card, and so that you can enter into and to win a lot of good free stuff.
Any other announcements we'd like to talk about?
The buses, early buses.
Yeah. So is it the first 2 buses?
The first 2.
Awesome. I'm still learning some of this stuff, but if you show up early and get on one of the first 2 buses, then you're also entered for a raffle at the race start. And that you can win some cool prizes just by being early and getting to the start, where you'll need time to warm up and be first to the porta potties, so you don't have to wait in the line either.
Yep. So this year we have we're giving away some fun Tim swag, some Tim hats, some shirts, some gift cards for the first. Well, we're putting it in the raffle, and the first 100 people that come up, the first 2 buses that get to start, will be part of that. Actually, if you've run the Tim before, you know the start's really, really fun. We have the national anthem played by an electric guitarist. This year, it's going to be played by Easton Shane. He's out of North Utah County. He is an amazing guitarist. He's going to blow up and be big. I think he's a teenager still. He really knows how to rock. Done a great job. So he's going to be playing the national anthem. It's really awesome to hear the national anthem reverberate off of the mountain peaks and off the mountain, and it's just really cool. The other thing that we have at the start of Tim is early morning yoga, and it's just a great way to get your muscles stretched and get your body ready to run the race. And you really do run a lot better when you have proper stretching and a proper warm-up before a race. And people love doing that early morning yoga right next to Tibble Fork Reservoir.
I've never heard of that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm going to have to be there at the race start just to do it with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other things, we just got sponsored by Cliff. So you'll look for Cliff shots along the course and at the starting line. They are really tasty. We have many different flavors of Cliff shots, so look for those along the course and at the starting line, so that you can be fueled properly.
Yeah, we're really excited to have them as a sponsor. I personally like the Cliff shots a little bit more than the Goose, just because they're a little bit thinner and sit better in my stomach. So we're excited. Also, we'll be including Cliff bars and Cliff shot blocks in gift bags for the winners. So that's really exciting too.
Yeah. If you haven't signed up for 3 Runtastic half marathons yet, there's still plenty of time to earn the Trilogy medal. It's crazy how fast the year's gone by. Yeah. But we're already to the Tim Path, which is your 3rd opportunity to win the Runtastic Trilogy, or earn that the Runtastic Trilogy medal. So we've had the Dino Half, we've had the Heber Half, and now we have the Tim Path this weekend. So if you've run the Heber Half and the Dino Half this year, then go to the info tent at the end of the race Saturday and pick up your Trilogy award. There's still plenty of chances to earn the Trilogy award this year with a Heber Half, the Salt Lake Haunted Half, the Provo Haunted Half, and the Thankful 13.
Awesome. Should we announce who? Or are there any other announcements?
Well, let's do some questions. If people have questions, feel free to type stuff in. And we've already had a ton of comments, so if you have a question, Brooke Hushing says, "Yay, Russell gets his medal this weekend." Russell's an amazing runner. He's kind of a prodigy. I think Russell is 12, but started running when he was just a tiny kid, and just he does ultras. Anyways, we're excited to have him this weekend. Brent King is also going to get his trilogy medal this Saturday, so congratulations, Brent. What else do we have? Come on, ask some questions.
I mean, while we're waiting for you guys to submit some questions for your chance to win a free race entry, the course, just to give you a little preview, is awesome if you haven't run it before. So starting up at Tibble Fork Reservoir, you run 7.3 miles. I guess it's 7 to the bottom of the canyon, to the mouth, and another 0.3 till you take a turn onto the Cedar Hills Trails system. From there, it's pretty downhill, just with a couple little ups mixed in there before you get to our water mister. And then you head through pretty much some neighborhood Cedar Hills streets, hop onto the Murdoch Canal, down into Art Guy Park, and then through some neighborhoods. I think there's only like 10 to 15 feet of cane over the whole course. Yeah. So really, it's an awesome downhill course. Unlike some of our other ones, you don't really have to worry about any pesky hills towards the end once you get out of the canyon. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and along those lines, not only is it fast, we have some famous runners that have PR'd at it and that are running this weekend. If you guys know the hungry runner girl, Janae Barron, that's where she holds her half marathon PRs on the 10th half course, and I think she's running it this weekend, and hopefully she'll PR again. It's always hot in July, and I know we've got a couple questions from people about this course and how hot it's going to be. And we're not going to lie to you. If you're after coming in after 8:30, it's going to be pretty hot. But we like to take care of our runners, and so look for things like otter pops along the course. Also, misting stations. One of my best experiences ever was when I finished the St. George Marathon about 15 years ago. And they have these misting stations at the finish line, as well as, if everybody knows, right when you turn left into the neighborhoods and I get to mile 24. And when I got done, and I think I can't remember what I was that year. I think I was like 30th overall. And so I had a little bit of time, and I literally stood at the finish line in the misting station. They have like a little tunnel. I stood there for probably 8-9 minutes, and it was one of the best feelings I have ever felt in my entire life. And I still remember this. If someone asks what the best feeling I've ever felt is, that's one of them. Anyways, and so we like to take care of our runners. There will be a misting station at mile 8 along the Cedar Hills Trail, and just after Art Guy Park at mile 11, and then also at the finish line. So look for those. It really is refreshing and rejuvenating, especially towards the end of a race, to be able to just kind of cool off a little bit. So look for those.
A shout out to Elisa Marie Randall. She just told us that she's getting her 4th trilogy medal in a row, and that this Saturday will be her 36th half marathon. So congrats, that's awesome.
That is cool. All right, well, it looks like we don't have a lot of.
I guess there's one question. Aubrey Bowman. She came late.
Kids Timp info. Okay, so for the Timpanogos half, we'll just reiterate that the course starts at the finish line of the Timp half, which is it finishes at American Fork High School, and so that when you show up, you can park in the parking lot, south parking lot, and then the finish line is at the north parking lot of the high school, between the high school and the seminary building. The kids race will start at 9:15 at the finish line, and it will do an out and back section of the last half mile of the course. So that's at 9:15. What other info about the kids race? The kids definitely get a finisher's medal. They get their shirt, and it's, like I said, this year the kids race is timed, so the kids can start. seeing their name and making goals and like we said, for the kids race this year, there's it's $9.95. That's for if you're going to run the Thankful 13 kids race, the haunted half, either of the haunted half. We just are setting the price at $9.95 to encourage kids and families and give the families kind of a choice to let their kids run, an affordable choice to get their kids out there and running and in a good habit.
Yeah, we really just want them out there. We really don't make any money off the kids race after shirts and medals. So it's put on just to help the kids get out, run, and start their healthy lifestyle. Last day to register for Tim would be
on Friday
at the expo.
Yeah. The kids race, we have a question from Miles Harrison. Is the kids race 12 and younger? Yes, the kids race is for 12 and younger. The only race that we have, we do have an olive for the Heber half. It's a little bit different because it's a run for autism. The half-mile race for that is an all-abilities race. So it could be anybody for that race. But for the other Runtastic events, we call it a kids race. It's 12 and younger. There is another one. Elisa Marie Randall wants to shout out to her oldest grandson, Dion, for being 5 years cancer-free on July 17th this year. So congratulations, Dion. Way to go. Honestly, it's such an accomplishment, and our hearts go out to you. Way to go, and to your family. I'm sure it's just so, such a good feeling to be 5 years cancer-free.
Yeah, make sure to find us at the race so we can give you 5.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, lots of high fives at the finish line for sure.
Okay. Thanks for submitting all the questions today. Everyone's entered for a chance to win a free race for the rest of 2019. So
we will, let's see how we're going to do this. We're going to, right after this pod or this Facebook Live goes, we will go through and randomly pick a number from the comments and see which, if you line up with that comment, then we will get a hold of you, and we'll also post in the comments that you've won, and you'll have won a free entry to the Tim Path this weekend. So thanks for watching, and we look forward to every Tuesday seeing you. Most of the time, we're going to try about once a month to do something with the Runtastic staff with us, and then the rest of the time on Tuesdays, it's going to be an expert in the community, giving points, tips, and seminars on things like nutrition, training, lots of different things. So like even things like we have a woman that's going to do a seminar on some women issues like training while you're pregnant or training. Things that women need to know, because actually all of our runs. I mean, kudos to women, because I'll actually give you a couple examples, but 65 to 75% of our runners at our races are women. And at last week, still they're giving away the 5K medals and the 10K medals. There were 70 on the age group awards, so 70 plus. There were a bunch of women in it, but no men. So we were kind of. I mean, women definitely kudos to women. They stay in shape longer. They work out. They come to the races. They're running in their 70s. Not to say that men aren't as well, but just at the Still Days race this weekend, it was in the 70 and older brackets. We only had women. So great job staying fit and staying out there. Definitely proves to be a better lived life when you can stay fit. So.
Yeah. And then back to the seminars, one last thing. If you are an expert in the community, if you're a running coach or you're CSCS certified or you're a coach for nutrition or just happen to know a lot, we would love to have you here for one of our seminars. So shoot us an email at marketing@runtasticevents.com, or even just comment on this post and I'll get a hold of you so that we can host you here. It's a great way to reach more people, to advertise more, and to help runners.
So Don Hutchings asked where I got my gray hat. It's one of our haunted half hats. It's from a few years ago when we had the sugar skull. But we have a inside joke on hats. So you know where I got it. I actually tried to give this to him and trade him for one of his other race hats.
Oh, nice.
And not have him know it, and he put it on and was like, "This is really sweaty." And he's like, "This isn't my hat." Anyways, because we were just unloading one of the trailers. But anyways, thanks for your question, Don. All right, well, I guess that's it, and we'll see you in a couple days at the Tim Path Expo and at the Tim Path Run.
Yeah. Watch the post for the next couple minutes. I'll tag someone soon that's won the free race giveaway.